Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 biggest changes and improvements made in Sea of Thieves since launch. Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. A proper tutorial.
There, you look better already. Maybe even strong enough to reach the Sea of Thieves.
One of the biggest problems when Sea of Thieves initially released in 2018 was how it kind of threw you into its world with no sense of direction. You were just told what the controls were and left to figure things out on your own. Sea of Thieves is no longer this ambiguous.
The shroud is beginning to part, but you have one more task before your journey continues.
Upon starting the game, you now have the option to play through a quick tutorial before venturing out into the open seas. You can get a grasp on the controls, learn what you should be doing as a pirate, and hype yourself up in becoming a pirate legend.
Once you make it through, I will be waiting for you. A world of adventure beckons.
The UI. For a few years, Sea of Thieves did not have a great UI. Things were fine at the title screen, but when it came to starting voyages, things could be a little confusing. You could spend quite a bit of time finding the faction you wanted to sail for, and then decide what kind of voyage you want to go on before going all the way back to your ship. Now, you can just do all of this from your own ship's table, and it is so neatly organized that you can start a voyage within a second or two. Handy, right? New enemies and combat mechanics. At first, the only enemies you could encounter across the world of Sea of Thieves were just skeleton pirates, and they don't really put up much of a fight. Sure, there were also dangerous wildlife creatures, but who's gonna want to fight sharks all day, or just slaughter snakes? That's boring. These days, there are so many other threats you'll face throughout your quest for gold. You can take on fortresses haunted by phantoms, dive deep into underwater shrines and face sirens, get ambushed by a megalodon while sailing, or find yourself at war with skeleton and phantom ships. On top of that, you can also obtain different types of cannonballs to inflict different effects on enemy ships, whether it's immobilizing them, getting the enemy crew drunk instantly, or even forcing them to fall asleep. New landmarks. If you felt things were a bit barren back when Sea of Thieves first released, you weren't the only one. Luckily, several updates have integrated unique landmarks for you to discover. Some might be a little more tumultuous to navigate through, like the fiery region known as the Devil's Roar, but you may find a bit of respite upon discovering the glorious Sea Dog Tavern, where you can down some grog, party with your crew, and maybe do some trading. But you might even stumble upon underwater temples, sunken ships of other legendary pirates like yourself, and more. Fire. At first, this does not sound like anything super interesting. Come on, isn't the element of fire supposed to be in almost every video game? Well, Rare didn't implement fire until sometime after launch, and it can be deadly if you don't put it out in an instant. Enemy pirates can set fire to your ship, which will spread quickly and deplete your own health over time. So be cautious when traveling through the Devil's Roar, because one blazing volcanic rock could jeopardize your voyage. Fishing. Every video game these days needs fishing, and surprisingly, Sea of Thieves did not have fishing either at launch. The audacity! Thankfully, when the game hit its 1-year anniversary, we finally got it. You can now cast out a line during your travels and see what bites. Once you got something, you have 2 choices on what to do with your prize. You could cook it and put some health in your reserve for health regen, or you could travel to a sea post and see how much gold it could earn you from the hunter's call. More trading companies. Yes, the Hunter's Call is a new trading company you can work with in Sea of Thieves, and there are more that demand different voyages to be done. Originally, it was just the Gold Hoarders, Order of Souls, and Merchant Alliance where you could trade in treasure, skulls, and cargo for rewards. But now, you have the Reaper's Bones, which task players with stealing treasure from other players and demolishing their ships. You can also set sail for the Bilge Rat if you want to take part in limited time voyages. And once you reach Pirate Legend status, you can take on voyages offered by the Athena's Fortune Company. What do they offer? We'll keep that a surprise for you when you become Pirate Legend. Chest types. Sea of Thieves has always had a good variety of treasure chests for you to nab. Every one of them will net you different amounts of gold. However, every once in a while you may stumble upon a truly special chest that will demand extra care and attention. For example, there is the Chest of Sorrow, which cries so much that it can flood and eventually sink your ship if left alone. Then there's the Chest of Rage, which will explode periodically unless doused with water. Our favorite chest, though, is the Chest of 1,000 Grogs, which will make you instantly drunk off grog until you set it down.
Take it!
The Kraken. One of the most abysmal aspects of Sea of Thieves at launch was the Kraken, or rather, it was the lack of a Kraken. While the colossal squid did serve as a boss fight, swimming underwater would reveal that you were really just fighting a bunch of disembodied tentacles. Well, that has seen a drastic change. Sea of Thieves does feature a fully animated Kraken now lurking in the waters, but you can only fight it during a world event and see it by playing one of the Tall Tales. Wait, you don't know what a Tall Tale is? Well, in that case, Tall Tales! Remember earlier when we said that Sea of Thieves initially gave no sense of direction to the player? Well, it went beyond learning how to play. Sea of Thieves used to drop you into the world and simply expect you to start doing voyages. However, in a massive update in April 2019, Rare began implementing Tall Tales as a means to fill the world with proper missions with stories, unique fights, unique treasures, and more. This facet of the game has only expanded further thanks to big crossovers with Disney and Lucasfilm games for Tall Tales based on Pirates of the Caribbean and the Monkey Island franchise. Now tell us, have you been playing Sea of Thieves, or are you interested in jumping back in? What have you named your ship? Let us know down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great videos every day.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.